Basic things to know. Purifier heater isolation. Heater mountings.
If we will draw it, it will look like this. So this is your heater, the gauge, the safety valve, the vent valve, drain valve, oil outlet valve, and then the oil inlet valve. Now let's isolate the oil side, and let's assume that the pump stopped and then the breaker is switched off. To isolate, we need to close the inlet valve and then the outlet valve. When these two valves are closed, you need to see the pressure gauge. It will still show that this heater has a pressure, let's say 1 bar or 1.5 bar. And after that one, we need to open the vent valve. So by the time you open this one, all the remaining pressure inside the heater will be released into this one. So pressure gauge will go down to 0 and then fuel will stop. But if the fuel will continue to come out, that means that these valves are not holding. And if the valves are not holding, you need to find and check in the piping diagram those valves before these two to isolate it. It's okay if it will not affect the other system, but it will be difficult if it will be conflict to the other system. Let's go back and assume that our heater and these valves are holding. So it means there's no pressure on the gauge and then there's no oil coming out on the vent valve. And by this time, you can open this drain valve until there's no oil coming out. Now that the oil line is isolated, let's proceed to the steam line isolation. So it will look like this when we draw. So again, here, steam inlet, this is the steam inlet valve, the automatic regulator valve. Steam will go inside the heater and then come out to the steam trap to become water again. And this is the condensate valve. To isolate, you need to close the steam inlet, put the auto regulator to manual and then close it. Then close the condensate valve outlet. After that one, if these three valves are closed, you can start draining the lines through the drain valve on the steam trap. When everything is clear, you can start removing the pipe flange. But before you do that, I will give you a small tip on how to open a flange. Showing you a safety tip on how to open the flange. Let's say this is our flange, yes, and this is a steam line or a pressurized line. So to open safely, you need to make it sure that you need to loose the bolt which is opposite on your side. So let's say you are in this side, yeah? My side, this side, and the opposite side will be these bolts, these two. So you need to loosen these two first, so that this one will be loose, and if there's still pressure remaining on the line, it will release on this side, yeah? It will go there, not going on your side. Always remember to roll down your boiler suit sleeves. Use face shield and proper gloves to keep you safe.